Dylan, thank you. We'll be checking back in with you in just a bit. For now, beginning in Fayette County, where a Lexington man accused of shooting and killing his wife the day before Thanksgiving is set to appear in court later today. As we reported back on November 23rd, Lexington police say they received a call around 1:30 in the afternoon from a man who said he'd just shot his wife. When officers arrived at the home on the 2800 block of Bay Colony Lane, they found a woman who'd been shot multiple times. She was pronounced dead on scene and later identified by the Fayette County coroner as 47-year-old Talina Henderson. Lexington police arrested this man, 59-year-old Stefan Henderson, at the scene, charging him with murder, domestic violence, violation of an EPO, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. After pleading not guilty last Monday, Henderson's preliminary hearing began at 8:30 this morning in Fayette County District Court. We'll keep you updated as we learn more on this story. The family of a 9-year-old boy found drowned in the Ohio River is suing a Kentucky children's home and state officials for negligence. Ian Sousis walked away from the children's home of Northern Kentucky on June 4th. His body was found just a few hours later. The lawsuit says the child, who was autistic, had walked away from the home before. The suit was filed in November by the boy's grandparents. The lawsuit names the home, some employees, and the Kentucky Cabinet for Health and Family Services. CEO of the children's home says it's, quote, cooperating with all appropriate agencies, end quote. To Frankfort now, where the state treasurer, Allison Ball, says there's potentially hundreds of Kentuckians across the state who are missing out on massive amounts of money. Treasurer Ball says she's a strong proponent of property rights and is committed to returning this money to the rightful owners, not the government. According to a release from the treasurer's office, they returned a state record $150 million in unclaimed property back to Kentucky residents this year. Unclaimed property typically comes from payroll checks, safety deposit boxes, life insurance policies, stocks, and vendor checks. Treasurer Ball is urging people to check what might be available to them.
And I'm always telling people, please go to missingmoney.com. That's actually a national database, so it's not just Kentucky, but just go to missingmoney.com. This is a wonderful time to do that because it is the holidays. We are dealing with inflation. It's a wonderful time that if you have some money that belongs to you, it's a great time to get it back.
The state's treasury says it's still sitting on more than $800 million in unclaimed property. Amounts range from 1 penny to more than $700,000. Democratic Governor Andy Beshear is officially filed to run for a second term as governor of the Commonwealth. Beshear signing the documents Monday at the Secretary of State's office. The 45-year-old is the son of former two-term Governor Steve Beshear and was joined by his family and running mate, current Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman, on stage for his announcement.
This race isn't going to be about anything national, and it's not going to be about some drama between candidates. It's going to be about who can fulfill the needs of our families. And having a pretty special family myself, I think the voters of Kentucky, who by now know me pretty well, know that I'll work for them tirelessly each and every day.
Now, so far, the only candidate who's announced a bid against Beshear for the Democratic primary is Jeff Young. And Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron selecting the man who will manage his campaign for governor of Kentucky. Cameron announcing on Twitter Monday Gus Herbert, who managed State AG Commissioner Ryan Quarles' re-election bid in 2019, will now join Cameron's team as his campaign manager. Herbert last worked in South Dakota for U.S. Senator John Thune's re-election. This comes just days after Quarles picked Jake Cox, the former campaign manager to U.S. Senator Rand Paul's 2022 re-election campaign, to be the campaign manager for his own gubernatorial campaign. We're in the middle of that holiday season. One of Lexington's historical homes, Ashland, the Henry Clay Estate, is offering festive candlelit tours of the 19th century statesman's mansion this week. This year, the mansion's theme is a Dickens Christmas. You can go to the Henry Clay Estate December 8th and December 10th for nighttime self-guided tours. Tickets are available for purchase online, and entry into the mansion is timed every 15 minutes from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. You'll be able to walk through Henry Clay's mansion. All rooms are festively decorated, and historians are on hand for any questions you have. The estate's also giving back as part of its Dickens Christmas theme. The estate's partnering with the Christian Appalachian Project and God's Pantry Food Bank to donate to Eastern Kentucky flood survivors. From now through Saturday, you can donate non-perishable food items or monetarily. If you bring a food donation to the Henry Clay Estate, you'll get a free voucher for a house tour in 2023.
Well, most people don't get to be in the house in the evening time, let alone with all these decorations. So it's an unusual way to experience Ashland. But it's, also a great way to, I think when we see young people come through, these families with their children, you can tell that they really get excited, and we hope that they want to learn more about history because of it.
To find out how to get tickets for a candlelit tour this week, go to the estate's website, henryclay.org. Coming up next, we have your Tuesday weather forecast with Dylan. Stay with us. We'll be right back.